Morning folks, back again for another hardware review, and this morning I've got a kit for you. It's the Polar Kit from Vaporesso. There it is there. It's 220 watts, comes along with the baby Cascade SE tank. Watch this, I'll be back with you in a tick. Here's the box for the Polar Kit. Comes along with the Cascade Baby SE. Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? Let's just have a quick look around the box. There you've got a picture of the device on the front. Let's get this out of it. And opens up like a book. That's fair enough. Right, let's have a look, see what we get in here. Your usual paperwork manual. And in here you get a warranty card and you get a warning card for your batteries. You also get one of these USB cables, like a mesh covered one. That's fair enough. As you can see, it's quite nicely packed. You get the Polar 220 mod and you get the Cascade Baby tank there. You also get a spare glass with O-rings, stoppers and a fill port gasket. You get a spare coil with it, and this one is 0.15 GT8. This one, haven't used that one yet, as you can see. Let's bring the tank out. Right, now the tank, it does frustrate me actually, because this is reverse threaded. I will just point out that if you buy this in the UK, it will come with a plug in there to make the tank 2mm. This at the moment as it stands, it's 6.5mm. Right, let's just let's dismantle this thing. Now you're going to see a little bit of juice here because obviously I've been using it. As you can see, I've got the mesh coil in there, and the mesh coil is at 0.18. It's not too bad. I mean, I've had that coil going for about a week now. I'll take the rest of this thing apart, shall we? And as I said, it's reverse threaded. It really drives me insane. But there you go. Anyway, so you unscrew it clockwise. The only part of this tank, or the only parts of this tank to screw open or unscrew the normal way, is the base and obviously your 510 threading on the bottom of it. There you go. Oh, I'm doing it up. See, it confuses the crap out of me. This is the chimney section, and you've got, it was the structure actually. Yeah, it's an isolation structure there. Basically, it's the bottom part of your tank, really. It's supposed to isolate the coil from the liquid. Well, I mean, it does its job. It does its job absolutely fine. Except I found that when you fill the tank up and you've got 6.5ml of liquid in there, you can't see when the tank needs refilling. I've been doing it by guesswork by turning the tank upside down. As I say, you've got where's my pointer? Come here. There it is. Right, you've got an O-ring gasket in there. You've got your chimney section. Your chimney section's got a little bit of doming on it, which, to be quite honest, it really doesn't do anything. You've got your liquid. There's your chimney section. You've got threading in your chimney section there. Yeah, you've got Vaporesso on the structure itself. Let's put that to one side. Right, so you get your glass there, and as you can see, this is red. You do actually, as I said earlier on, you do get the spare clear glass in the box, which is fair enough, just in case of accidents, etc. The top cap and fill port, yeah. You got threading and a little O-ring there. That's the bottom end of your fill port there. You've got an O-ring round the top there for your glass to sit on. 510 drip tip. Actually, it's a wide bore drip tip, so that's fine. That's not too bad. Yeah, this top ring cap, you actually have to lift it up to fill. You find your little mark on there, lift it up, and then press it over to one side, and then you can fill down through the port. This ring actually does come off. This comes off like this, again reverse threading, and that comes off there for easy cleaning. If you find your mark and then press your your fill port, it does actually go all the way round, so you can actually clean all this down, get rid of all the vapour residue, etc. That goes back in there like this, and then this gets screwed back on like so. If I can, that's right, it's reverse threaded. See, told you, it confuses the crap out of me, it really does. Right, okay, so this is the base section, and on the base section there, if you can see that, you've got all your usual information on there. It says Cascade Baby SE, you've got CE mark, you've got your wheelie bin, you've got a serial number, and you've got designed and manufactured by Vaporesso. You've got a silver plated connection pin there with a peak insulator underneath the pin. Threading's not too badly turned. I've had no problems screwing it on or screwing it off the mod. To put this back together again. Now, normally I would suggest that you pre-wick your coil, etc., by dropping liquid down and soaking the cotton, but because I've had this going for quite some time, I won't bother doing that. I'll just fill it up with liquid. Where's my stand? There's my stand. Pop that there. And this morning I'm going to be putting in there OM baked apple and rhubarb crumble, which is rather nice. I actually like this one. There we go. Right, all full, well, more or less. We'll pop that to one side and let that just sit for a little bit. Here's the mod itself. Dual colour system on this. It's red and black, this one. It's quite nice. Advertising at the top there, Polar. On the bottom there, you've got your CE mark, your wheelie bin, and you've got a serial number for this mod. You've also got vent holes on the bottom there, that's fine. On the top there, you've got stainless steel 510 threading, which is quite well turned again, and you've got a spring-loaded 510, gold-plated 510 connection pin. You've also got your large fire button there, which if you look at that fire button, actually I didn't mention this in my written review, but it's only the top part of the fire button that actually fires, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there you go. Wide screen there, or a fairly wide screen. 2-inch TFT full colour display on here. Right, your battery door comes off like so. Inside your battery door there, you've got cautions, or you've got caution for your battery. Don't use batteries with broken skin, that's fair enough, and only use high rated discharge batteries, 35 amps. Yeah, okay. In fact, I've been using Samsung 25Rs in this, and that's absolutely fine. You've got one large magnet at the bottom, you've got two round magnets at the top there, and of course they marry up to their respective partners on the mod. You've got embossed into the plastic battery tray Vaporesso. You've got spring-loaded connection points at the top there, and obviously you've got gold-plated connection points at the bottom there. Yeah, let's go back over to the front here again for a second, and yeah, it picks up fingerprints left, right, and centre. That's good. I've got liquid still on my fingers, so it is just picking them up. You know, on here you've got a pattern. Yeah, you've got your up and your down button. You've also got an action button in the centre there. That's to get into your menu system. You've also got a micro USB charge and update point on there. That's fine. Let's put some batteries in this. Right. Okay. So as you can see, full colour screen there. You've got your wattage on there. You've got battery indicators. You've got your ohms. You've got your volts. You've got your puff count, and you've got your screen. Puffs. Screen puff, yeah. Long press on the action button, the centre action button, it brings up your menu system. Right, let's start. You've got VW high, VW normal, VW soft, CCW, SP, I'll come back to that in a minute. You've got VV, variable volts, CCV, stainless steel, nickel, titanium. You've got your memory modes, and you've got 2 of those. Bypass, and then you've got your set. If you press your button on your set, you've got another menu there. You've got set time, brightness, puff counter. Go in there and reset the puff counts. You've got theme colour, so I've got it set on yellow at the moment, but I'll put it on red, why not? Okay, smart on or off, I don't play with that, I'll leave it as it is. Yeah, okay, auto on and off, screen timeout, version and default. Then you've got exit. Right, so we'll come out of that. As you can see, the colours change from yellow to red. Go back into the menu, and as you can see, the menu's actually changed colour itself. Let's come across onto the SP, and you get a nice little face. The SP actually, it stands for special clay. Basically what that does is it takes advantage of the OMNI board chip, and it gives you the 001 fire. It also allows you to fire down lower than what you would normally do so with a tank. But what I tend to do is I tend to keep it on VWS anyway at 60 watts. That's absolutely fine for me. There you go. Let's pop this tank on here now. Oh, incidentally, before I forget, I didn't say, did I? You've got a tri-cylon airflow system on here, so whatever you put one of them on, the others will mirror it. Right, let's pop this on here. You've got a clock on here. You can actually have numerals. I happen to prefer the clock face myself personally, but it's each to his own, like, you know. Let's go back up top, and well, we can talk just a little bit more about this little thing and then put it to bed, can't we? Welcome back up. Yep, and we've been talking about this here Polar 220 watt kit from Vaporesso, and of course the baby Cascade SE tank. Yeah, let's just give it a toot. Oh, not bad, not bad with the amount of vapour that this tank produces. Can't say I absolutely love the flavour from it. With this liquid in an RDA or even an RTA, I get a much better flavour. Right, so well, you saw what come in the box, etc. I'm not going to go all through that again. What can I say about this? The tank to me doesn't suit the mod. Yeah, it's too big. It makes the setup look too big. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I know several other reviewers quite like the tank. Yeah, I don't particularly like it because it's too tall. I don't particularly like it because the flavour isn't that brilliant on it. Yeah, and anybody that knows me knows I love me flavours. I have to have a decent flavour. This is decent, this is okay, but I wouldn't call it stellar. Oh, I still can't get over the amount of vapour that this thing produces. The dimensions of the mod and the tank together are 144 millimeters. The width of the mod is 45. And the diameter for the tank fit is 28. The actual diameter of the Cascade Baby is 24.5 millimeters. As I said down at the table, it holds 6.5 millimeters of e-juice. The UK version, it has a plug-in there, which can be removed, and that knocks it down to the TPD standard of 2 mil. The actual mod itself goes from 5 watts to 220 watts. You've got temperature control on there. Talking about temperature, I don't know what material that those coils are made of. I've been firing them as on wattage, on power. I presume that they're cancelled. There is nothing in the paperwork There's nothing that I've seen online, and there's definitely nothing on the box that says that these are stainless steel or whatever. The airflow on this is pretty good. It's a little bit noisy, but yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It does its job. Open that wide. I'm going to whack that up in wattage. The coil that I've got in here is the 0.18 mesh coil, and it's rated for 50 to 90 watts. So we'll bung this up. I mean, I don't like pushing these stock coils to their full potential or to their full stated wattage, but I'm going to put that up to 75 and give that a 2. Got the airflow wide open there. Not bad. It's a bit warmer than 60 watts, which is what I generally fire this on. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's okay. I mean, I did press this in my tests. I did press it out to, I got it up to 90 watts, and the tank it did get pretty hot, but it did cool down fairly quickly. Ooh, very nice. Aha! Yeah, as I say, I prefer to fire it down at 60. But that's just me, you know. I mean, each Vaper is different. I also like to fire it. I also like to fire it with the airflow just closed just a tiny little bit to restrict that airflow, making it just slightly tighter. In fact, what we'll do is I knocked this down to 30 watts, and I closed the airflow right down on it, down as far as, well, basically a pinprick open there, and I was able to get a fair mouth to lung style vape from it. Yeah, well, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But as I say, I like to fire this at 60 watts. That's just, as I say, just me. There we go. I guess it's whatever you're used to. Right. What else can I tell you about this? As I say, I got up to 90 watts with this coil, and I did actually just detect a slight burn on it. Nothing too much, but as I say, the tank got quite hot, so I just popped it down and left it for a little while. Reverse threading, as I said down at the table just now, reverse threading and me, we just don't mix. I much prefer a tank that will do up. It confuses the crap out of me, and Vaporesso marketing this as a starter kit or a starter Sub-Ohm kit. Yeah, I think that it would confuse new users with this tank. The mod works absolutely perfectly well. Yeah, I've got no worries at all about this mod. I think this is a great mod. Yes, okay, in some respects it reminds me a lot of the Revenger, yeah, and the Revenger X. The only thing that actually does frustrate me about well, it doesn't frustrate me, it's the fire button is too shallow for me. I would prefer to have seen that button stick out just a weeny bit more. But apart from that, I've got no worries with this mod whatsoever. The only thing that I have got I don't particularly like, as I said, I don't like this tank. I would much rather stick an RDA on the unit and fire it like that. Whether that's because I'm not a tank user as such these days, or not a stock coil tank user these days, you know, temperature control, it works absolutely fine with temperature control. I haven't got any stainless steel around here that I can show you with that at the moment, but I did my dry burn and my damp burn tests with this. The cotton showed absolutely no signs of banding with the dry test, and it showed no signs of burning with the damp test. That was done at 420 and at 60 watts. Yeah, so I would call that a pass. The sensor action button there, or menu button, I much prefer this system to, say, the Revenger, for instance. Yeah, at least you're not going through miles of bloody settings, etc., to get to what you want to get to. Yeah, and I think that was their that was the whole point of this. The board in this actually is the OMNI board 4. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, they've done a good job with the mod itself. I just can't help but feel that they've paired it with the wrong tank. I say that's just me. I mean, I don't have to use this tank. I can whack that off and stick an RDA or an RTA on it, and all will be good. Yeah, right. My pros and my cons with this. My pros. This is a good-looking kit. It really is a good-looking kit, even though that tank is so huge on here, and it's sort of. It makes the kit look large, or makes the mod look larger than it actually is. Yeah, which is one of my main gripes on it. Yeah, they're both constructed extremely well. I mean, I've got no problem with the construction of either of them. You get a fair flavour from the Cascade Baby, not stellar, but fair. What can I say about the Vaper production? The Vaper production is absolutely bloody stellar. That is stellar. Right, my cons. The Cascade Baby reverse threading. Now, I think this is what's put me off this tank, to be quite frank. It's the reverse threading on it. Yeah. You do get a little bit of liquid splashback, even with this liquid, which is the OM baked apple rhubarb crumble. Love this liquid, I really do. As I say, I mean, I've tried all sorts of liquids in this over the last week. I did my review for ecigclick for it with 6 licks. Yeah, now that left a horrible taste in my mouth. Don't get me wrong, I actually do like the flavour from this. Yeah, but for me, it is too thin a liquid for this tank. Yeah, I've used. This is a 70-30 liquid, this 6 licks incidentally. So is this, but this, I don't know. This tastes just a little bit better, but it's also a bit more. It's got a bit more viscosity to it than the 6 licks. I've used 80-20 in it, and I've used 90-10. Yeah, my own liquids, and even my own liquids at 90-10, I was still getting splashback with it, yeah, which for me that's a no-no. As I said earlier on, the tank is too large. In my opinion, the tank is too large for the mod, yeah. And as I said, I've got no concerns with the Polar 220 itself. No concerns whatsoever. It's a good unit, yeah. I would highly recommend it. Or at least I would highly recommend the mod itself. Yeah, it's a delight to use. It's easy to operate. Yeah, and it actually feels quite good in the hand. I think Vaporesso, they should have put a slightly smaller tank on this. I really do feel that. Or not put a tank on it at all. My opinion only. Would I buy this kit again? Should I have the opportunity, or should I lose or damage this? I would the mod. I would most definitely replace the mod if it buggered up on me, yeah. But not to the tank, no. I would leave the tank, yeah. Anyway, this has been Kevin from Whirling Vapour. Thank you so much for listening to my warblings on this morning. And, well, you have a good one. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Let's toot you out. Cheers for now.
Because you know I'm all about that vape, air bubbles. I'm all about that vape, air bubbles. I'm all about that vape,